Hi, welcome to the show.
What show?
PB with J.
What's that?
I don't know. I'm gonna cook for my family for an entire week using only this cookbook. Stick around to see what we think of it. Annie, are you excited for dinner?
No. It's delicious.
Tastes like plastic.
I'm not sure they're gonna turn out. It's an experiment. This is kind of perfect.
It's really good.
It's so good.
I should have made more.
It tastes bland and weird.
It looks like sludge.
Ooh.
It's like Jell-O. It's nice.
It's a yes. It's so good.
Mmm.
Banger.
I'm just gonna give a blanket apology to everyone watching this video.
Not
Huh?
cut.
Greetings and welcome to PB with J. If you're new to the channel, hi, welcome. We do lots of fun things like review vegan cookbooks with my entire family, my own recipes, and I do visits to plant-based companies, as well as the occasional Q&A, which I'm gonna do more of this fall, so stick around for that. This week, I'm gonna be cooking exclusively from the Buddhist Chef by Jean-Philippe Cyr. I think I said your last name right. Apologies if I didn't. On first glance, I'm curious about the Buddhism aspect of this book because it seems like pretty generic vegan recipes. Not generic, but you know, the typical type you would see. Beautiful photos. And especially with the Buddha aspect, there's a lot of oil and sugar here. So for the health aspect, I'm not sure it tracks. And for those who are trying to eat oil-free with reduced sugar, I'm gonna make modifications for that because I also try to eat oil-free. So stay tuned for that. If you're new to the channel, welcome. We have had such a wonderful burst of growth in the last little bit. And so I wanna start doing my neighbor and his gosh darn saw. So I wanna say hello to some of our new subscribers from Germany, Jekka, Katrina, and Steffi. And if you're new, consider hitting that subscribe button to get more videos like this. And while you're watching this, let me know in the comments below which of these recipes you think look interesting. And if you've got a plant-based cookbook you'd like me to cook from for an entire week. And my wife has a fun little idea that we're trying to get people to cook from my recipes and send me videos at my email address below. So if you want to do that, that'd be awesome. And maybe I'll make a compilation video sometime in the near future. Stick around to the end of this video so I can let you know my final verdict on whether you should buy this, borrow it, or burn it, blow it up. I don't have a solid B just yet. So if you have any ideas, let me know in the comments below. On to the food. For dinner tonight, I'm gonna make these zucchini and carrot koftas. I think I'm saying that right, kofta? I believe this is an Indian dish. Looks like there's a curry sauce that comes along with it. So this is pretty simple. You mash up some chickpeas, you grate some zucchini and carrots, and you mix it all together with some other stuff. So I found these really liquidy, so I ended up having to add a lot more flour to it, like almost half as much as it called for. Also, I didn't realize it called for a teaspoon of salt. That seemed like a lot, so I cut that down in half. You turn it into balls and you bake it. And then while that's happening, you make a curry sauce on the stove. And I'm going to also add some rice to this, because I think it just tells me, it feels like the kind of thing that wants some rice alongside of it, so I'll do that and have it like a little bit of a dish that way. It says it's a very kid approved and friendly dish, so we'll see if that's true. And it says if the kids aren't loving the curry sauce, you could always just throw some ketchup on it. That's what the Buddhist chef says, so there you go. Let's see what everyone thinks of this. Annie, are you excited for dinner?
No.
So those things are koftas. It's like having a pakora.
Food. You've been asking for Indian food.
This isn't Indian.
Yes, it is. It's koftas. Do you want to try the sauce?
Ooh, I want to try mushroom poutine.
Oh, you're just going right for it, eh? Love it.
It's okay.
You'll continue to eat it?
Sure.
Yay!
I really like it. I would definitely eat this again. It's delicious. The
Yeah.
sauce is really nice.
Right?
Everything's really good.
Yeah.
What?
No.
You don't like it at all?
Tastes like plastic.
Oh no, you ate plastic. Really? Did some of the silicone mat come off?
It tastes like what this would taste like. Nope.
Wow.
You won't even eat it, huh?
No.
Well, put it aside. I'll have it for lunch. Now I'm nervous. I don't know why he said it tastes like plastic.
I don't taste anything plastic.
Well, I just hope it's not in the one. Did you try more than one of the balls?
Yeah, I tried it second one.
You want to try mine?
Eat.
Mine are definitely from the from the parchment.
I think this is great. So clearly the kids didn't love this.
No, I ate 3.
You ate 3. No, it's true. You liked it enough. So 3 out of 4. And not our usual 3 out of 4. Usually Annie's the outlier. I like this a lot, like, especially the longer it sits in my mouth, the more the flavors kind of build.
Ew.
There's a lot going on. That's not weird. Flavors are supposed to build.
What are you holding it in your mouth for?
No.
I just mean like the aftertaste.
Oh.
It keeps on building in my tongue. So adults like this a lot. Kids, meh. Hi, welcome to the show.
What, Joe?
PB with J.
What's that?
I don't know. Tell us in the comments below, what is PB with J? Describe it back to us. I'd love to know your definition of our channel. So I'm gonna attempt to make these chocolate lava cakes. The problem is that I'm gonna try to make them healthier than this recipe calls for, as well as gluten-free.
Hi, YouTube.
Oh, Annie says hi.
Bye, YouTube.
So this calls for a lot of coconut oil, so I'm gonna try to swap that out with applesauce or a banana, maybe a combination of both. The flour we're gonna swap over to gluten-free. Other than that, it'll be, and a cup of sugar. We're gonna cut that in half because I'm also using chocolate chips. Every single portion has a 1/4 cup of sugar in it. That's bonkers. So we're gonna cut that in half. Other than that, it's pretty interesting. It has chickpeas in it, which is fascinating. So we're gonna make this, put it in the fridge, and then we come home later on tonight from our adventures. We're gonna bake it, see how it goes. Chocolate lava cake, you excited, Annie? What are you doing? Peeling corn?
Yeah, I should probably do this outside.
Yeah, do that outside.
Bye.
Many Tic Tacs later.
So we're baking them, but I'm not sure they're gonna turn out because I didn't realize that the oven changed its temperature on me to 350 from 375. So now we're just playing the pop it back in game and wait and see. So we'll see. I'm not quite sure these are gonna flip out nicely. If they don't, we're just gonna eat them right from the ramekin, which will still be good, I'm sure. It's an experiment. And I know you're sitting there going, well, if you'd just made them the way the recipe said with all the oil, but I don't wanna have that much oil. 2/3 of a cup of oil is like, say 300 calories of oil in each one, if I made it the way the recipe states, which is insane to me. So I used applesauce, which is like 10% of those calories. So that's how I do it. When there's oil and excess sugar, I modify these recipes. If you don't like that, that's okay. I respect that, but that's what happens on this channel. So, I don't know. Deal with it, I guess. Oh, this is gonna be hot.
Use another glove, dude.
I like how you know me well enough that you knew that I was gonna attempt that with my hand. Here goes. Nailed it. So maybe we're gonna eat them out of the ramekins.
Steaming. Good.
Yeah, it's got a good flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be good with berries on it.
Yeah, berries on if you want. So our subsequent attempts at taking it out were better than the first one. So it actually worked out a little bit better after we let them sit for another minute.
Looks delicious.
I do.
Where do you want to record it?
Hot.
Really salty.
Really? Is yours salty, Dale?
It is salty, but I didn't really notice it as being bad. Let me taste yours and see if it's different from mine. Maybe a little saltier than mine.
Why is mine so salty, Dad?
It is a bit salty, but
Kind of like a salty caramel kind of thing? Like in a bad way?
Baking soda way.
the chocolate like filling, it doesn't seem like, I feel like, you know when you do that like baking soda vinegar experiment?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm eating that.
Is
Like
that a
that
good thing?
foam that's after it.
Oh, but is that a bad thing?
I mean, the texture is not the best. It could have more flavor. It's not the best flavor. It could be way different.
I like the flavor. It's kind of got like a salted caramel kind of vibe with the chocolate. I don't taste the salt. Like it's probably saltier than what we normally would put in food. So I can see how you feel that way.
Yeah.
It's saltier than our stuff is, but no, now the salt's kicking in. Yeah, I would reduce the salt. It's not bad. The texture's better than I thought it would be for being gluten-free. So this is okay. It's not a banger. It's okay. They made a lava cake, even though I took out the oil, so I'm happy with that. So tonight for dinner, we're gonna make breakfast burritos. That's exciting, eh, Woody?
I like breakfast. I like burritos.
Woody's making a dessert that's not part of the video. What are you making?
Making an apple crumble with apples from our tree.
So
Those we didn't even try.
it's true. So if you want this recipe at some point, let me know, and next time we do like a family favorites video, maybe I'll include it. The only change I'm gonna make to this recipe is I'm not gonna use the 2 tablespoons it asks of oil for both the beans and the tofu scramble, because you can just use a water saute for that. You don't need to use oil to cook things on a frying pan. What I like about this is they're doing something different than with the beans than I would normally do. Making, how do you pronounce it? Is it frijoles? Frijoles? Someone in the comments can let me know, or lots of people will. Frijoles? You're asking Siri to tell you how to pronounce it? Frijoles.
Frijoles?
Frijoles.
No,
This is how it
we
tells you
can't.
to.
We need a real native speaker here. This is terrible.
So we're
Frijoles.
a bunch of white people over here trying to
What
pronounce a Mexican word. So we're just gonna skip on past this.
Spanish.
Spanish word? Oh, jeepers creepers. I'm sorry to everyone. I'm just gonna give a blanket apology to everyone watching this video.
Not
Huh?
cut.
So yeah, this is pretty simple. It's like how you would make a breakfast burrito, but I like, because it, you know, anyway, the beans and the scrambled tofu are different than how we've done it in the past, so we gotta try something new today. The beans are just a mixture of a bunch of spices, really, and mashing them up a little bit. And then the tofu scramble is kind of how you'd normally do a tofu scramble. You cut it up, then you add some vegetables and some spices. And then on top of this, we're gonna add some salsa and some sliced avocado. And it's not part of the recipe, but we're gonna have some corn on the side because we have some awesome corn from a local farmer.
This is really good. You don't need a cookbook to make this.
Well, that's not true. Some people don't know how to make tofu scramble, or some people don't know how to make beans.
Just go to the website. It's really good.
Yeah.
I think so. It's good, but I think I'm gonna add ketchup for like a little bit more flavor. But
you didn't add any salsa or tomato, right?
No, but I'm not offending you. But I'm just saying the aged cheddar really does add some flavor to this.
So people could add some vegan cheese then, maybe.
Well, mine's deconstructed in a bowl,
We don't have gluten-free tortillas.
and I added some grated cabbage, some olives, and some vegan cheese.
Are these not made out of
But
corn?
it's really good. Mixing the beans and the tofu is a fun idea. We usually just do one or the other. So it's cool to put them together.
More of a breakfast burrito.
And was it harder to, like, did it take longer? Like, was it annoying to do them both?
It was an extra step. It wasn't a huge extra step though. The beans only took a few
Can I have a
minutes.
Dr. Pepper?
And you can do them both at the same time. Look inside. Look inside that beauty. Is it in focus? I really, really like this. It has this nice spicy kick from the beans. Like the beans are more amped up than I would do. I would just cook some beans. So I like the little, the like little spicy, saucy kind of ness that it added to it. And that's a good tofu scramble. I like the way mine's seasoned better, but I'm used to that. But if you'd never had tofu scramble before, this is not a bad introduction to it. I think everyone liked it, so this is a 4 out of 4, a winner. I know this isn't part of our cookbook review, but Willie's crumble is delicious.
Yeah.
Do you think when Burgess doesn't see us fill up his water, do you think he thinks it just magically appears?
Yes. He thinks it rained.
For a little afternoon pick-me-up, I'm gonna make this golden milk. This is kind of basically a turmeric latte, so they're calling it golden milk. I guess the terms are interchangeable, I don't know. Essentially all this is putting all the ingredients into a pot, bringing it to a boil, and then letting it sit for about 10 minutes just to let all the things marinate, the cinnamon stick and the star anise. And then you drain those things out into a cup. And then you drink it. Whoa, yeah, that's nice. I was worried the cardamom was gonna be a bit too much. Straining it's a smart move. I've made turmeric lattes before without straining them. That star anise is really nice. It's just kind of lingering along there. It's not super strong. This is a really nice balance of flavors, and I can see how some people might want this a little bit sweeter. So you could adjust the maple syrup to your liking, but this is kind of perfect. It's a warm summer day right now, so probably not the ideal weather to have this in, but I could see myself enjoying this in the fall and being real happy with it. This makes me want to like make a pumpkin version of this. What do you think? Should I work on that for my own recipes? Let me know in the comments down below. Otherwise, this is really nice. Lovely, delicious. So for breakfast this morning, I'm making this no-cook chia oatmeal. I know exactly what you're gonna say. It's the same thing I said at first glance. This is just overnight oats. There's a twist. The twist is kind of simply that this one adds an extra tablespoon of chia seeds. So instead of 1, you're using 2, which, as you'll see, makes it a lot thicker. But you could also just use less milk and use 1 anyway. And this one adds a drizzle of maple syrup, which I usually wouldn't include because I load mine with fruit and it's sweet enough. But this one, I'm curious about. For those on a weight loss journey, keep in mind that the extra tablespoon of chia seeds is gonna add like around another 100 calories to the dish. I usually top mine with hemp seeds, so I just omitted the hemp seeds to balance it out to be about the same. So I'm gonna try to get a bite here that's mostly just the chia pudding or overnight chia oatmeal, whatever they're calling this. Ooh, that maple syrup really kicks. The extra chia makes it extra creamy for sure. But like I said, you could just put in probably like a 1/4 cup less milk and it would do the same thing. So this is by no means a revolutionary recipe. It's overnight oats, which is already delicious. And what's nice about this is he just gives you the basics and you can add on to your own. So yeah, this is a great recipe, but it's also pretty common knowledge to make overnight oats. I'm not harshing on you, Jean-Philippe. I'm just saying it's kind of a thing most people know how to make at this point. But I thought I'd include it here just because of that chia variation. You might want to try it. So for dinner tonight, we're gonna make this General Tso's tofu. I'm never quite sure how to say this. Is it the TSO? Is it so? Like the T is silent?
I think so.
What are you doing to your thumb?
To my thumb.
Oh, you're grating ginger. Help me with the dinner?
I always help you with dinner.
It's true. That's not always true. But when she's home, she does. So, this is like a version of like a very famous chicken dish. So here, they're using tofu. I will say this gentleman loves his oil because he'd love me to just cook this in like a lot of oil. But instead, we're gonna air fry it. And then you make a sauce and you mix it all together on the stove. We're going to serve it with some broccoli, which I don't know if you want to air fry the broccoli or steam it. To be continued, we're gonna figure that out. And my daughter begged me to have white rice with this as opposed to the brown rice we would normally serve, so I've given in because they give a lot with trying all these different recipes in these books. So I figured we can give back to them when they ask for stuff like that every now and then. All right, let's eat.
It's so good. It's spicy, but not too spicy. It's sweet, it's sour. It's delicious. We should have made more.
It's better than your other one.
Nice.
Little bit spicy.
Too spicy?
No, it's good spicy. Yeah.
A little bit too much.
The rice is phenomenal.
How excited were you guys for white rice?
Very excited.
Ephraim screamed with joy.
Is my idea from.
That's fantastic. Everything she said. It's got all the flavor. It's spicy. It's delicious. I should have made more.
You mommy.
I should have made more.
It's good. It's really good. It's like a sweet and sour sauce, but like a little spice to it. Try it.
So this is a banger for our family. 4 out of 4. Everyone liked it. Woo! I'm gonna put this in my recipe book so we can make it again. For dinner tonight, we're gonna make mini quiches. But there's gonna be not so many because I don't really think we have two 24 mini muffin pans. So we're gonna make them cupcake size or muffin size, which means we're gonna adjust the cooking time. It says to cook them for 10 to 12 minutes. So we'll just kind of play that by ear. I assume it'll take double-ish, roughly. Hey, Woody?
We'll see.
The length of mushrooms. This is pretty simple though. You just mince up some onions and some leeks, cook them on the stove with some spices, and then you add chickpea, flour, vegetable broth, and nooch to it. Some more spices. Then you cook it. And then
Let's get to it. I'm hungry.
you're already on it. You're working on it.
It's too slow.
And then we're gonna make a side salad to go with it. And if you want to have an idea of how to make dressings, quick dressings for a side salad, check out my sauce video that I'll put a link to in the description below. What's wrong?
Mom, put the food processor away with water in it.
Gross.
Why you?
And I think I could have cooked them a little bit longer, but we were hungry.
Yeah, you could cook them.
You were the one yelling at me to get going.
Starving.
Too late. How is it though?
It's good. Not amazing.
Yeah.
Edible.
Edible. Wow. Annie disagrees. Not edible. Did you try it?
Yeah.
And?
I licked it.
You licked it.
Tastes gross.
I think that's really nice. Like I definitely think it could have cooked like another 5 minutes probably. But flavor-wise, the leeks and the mushrooms are, it's earthy. It's delicious. I mean, you put some ketchup on it, Annie. 1 out of 3 so far. Are you like a 1.5?
I wouldn't ask you to make it, but I
Fair
would not
enough.
eat it if you did.
Okay, I'm gonna give that a half point. That's a half point. I like this a lot. It's good. But Annie's salad looks delicious.
So good.
Annie, do you want to tell people what's in your salad dressing?
No, it's my special secret sauce.
Oh wow. How many comments would you need asking for your dressing to give it away?
700 comments asking for my sauce. I shall give you my sauce. Bye.
See what the boy thinks.
Ugh.
What's it look like, Eve?
Okay.
Yeah? You can put some ketchup on it.
That's pretty bad though.
It's pretty bad.
It tastes bland and weird.
No, put some ketchup on it.
Okay, that's bad.
8 out of 10?
With ketchup.
Oh, really?
7.
Oh, nice. For dessert tonight, we're gonna make this lemon meringue pie. So the biggest difference I'm gonna make to this is I'm going to just remove the coconut oil altogether from the crust because it's a half a cup of coconut oil, which is 800 calories. What are you gonna replace it with, Annie? What do you think I'll replace that oil with? I'm gonna make a crust instead of oil.
Applesauce.
I thought an applesauce, but I want something a little firmer. I'm gonna use banana. And that's gonna eliminate 700 calories from this recipe because a banana is roughly 100 calories and half a cup of oil is 800. So there's that math. Anyway, so what we do is we put all the crushed ingredients together, we put it into this pan, and we bake that at 350 for 20 minutes, and then we let it cool. And then we get all the filling ingredients together in a pot. Bring it to a boil, let that cool, and then you pour it over top and let that set in the fridge for at least an hour or longer. So when it comes to the filling, the one ingredient that might be a bit foreign to you is the agar powder. It's something you can easily find on Amazon if you can't find it anywhere else. I'll put a link in the description below to help you find it if you can't. It's really important you get the powder and not the flakes. They sort of do the same thing, but they have a different potency. So the increments that are in this recipe only work for the powder, not the flakes, different amount. And then we're gonna make the aquafaba whipped cream meringue. So the aquafaba I'm using is stuff I made. It's not from a can, it's homemade. So I'm hoping it's not too brown. So if our icing is on the dark side, now you know why, but hopefully it'll still taste good. And if it's bad, we just won't use it at all.
It looks like sludge.
Yeah, but we're gonna add icing sugar to it, so we'll see. And what's cool about this one is it's different than any one I've made before because it uses powdered sugar. Usually I use maple syrup. So even though it's more of a processed ingredient, what I like about it and I'm curious about it is I think the powdered sugar is gonna make it thicker, which for a recipe like this, I'm curious to test this out and see how it works.
Powdered sugar?
Using powdered sugar instead of maple syrup. Huh? We thought it was gonna be black and
It's
sludgy.
a lot different than it looked a few minutes ago.
That's right. This is chickpea juice. Stop throwing the stuff out. The sugar does a lot of heavy lifting. Okay, this is the moment of truth. We pop it out and see if it's set okay.
Wait, let me just.
Ooh, very pretty.
Yeah, I see the layers on that side. Look.
Oh yeah, it went over the.
Look at that, though.
It went over.
Cool.
It's pretty. All right, now we're gonna put the icing on top.
It's like Jell-O. It's nice. The flavor. Did you put a spice in it?
No, you were there with me when I made it.
Yeah, you put cumin in it.
I put turmeric in it for the color.
Oh, it's really flavorful. You can taste the coconut and the lemon, but the lemon could be stronger.
It's really good. Much better than the dinner. It's really nice. Well done. It's a yes.
Oh, it's creamier than I thought it would be.
This I would definitely ask to make again.
I would double the lemon. I ask for a third of a cup of lemon juice and the zest of 2 lemons. I would double the amount of lemon juice and just take that off of the coconut milk. But this is a good recipe. I would just tweak it some more. Solid.
Just
Smells
eat
like
it.
coconut. Not lemony enough. Thinner crust, more lemon.
Yeah, but the base is good. I like the texture.
Yeah, the texture's good.
And the whipped cream turned out all right. That's the aquafaba whipped cream, but this time it's using icing sugar. Makes it a bit thicker.
Yeah.
So tonight for dinner, we're making manicotti. Our family generally loves pasta. My wife is iffy on tomatoes, but not usually in pasta. Couple changes I have to make to this right out of the bat is I could not find gluten-free manicotti shells no matter where I went. If you know where you can find some in Toronto, please let me know in the comments below. You guys have been awesome in the past about letting me know where to find things. So instead, what I'm just gonna do is use lasagna noodles and just kind of roll them up like manicotti. The only thing I'm gonna shift is this recipe calls for a lot of oil. It calls for like 6 tablespoons in total amongst the manicotti and the tofu ricotta. So for the tofu ricotta, I'm just gonna swap that out probably with tahini because it gives it a similar fattiness, but it's got more nutrients inside of it because it's a whole food, not processed like oil is. Other than that, it's just simple enough. You make the tofu ricotta, which I've made a version of in the past. You blend that up in a food processor. The one difference in this that I normally wouldn't do is the eggplant, so I'm curious about that. And the ricotta itself has different ingredients and flavors that I'd use. I normally wouldn't put maple syrup in here, so it'd be interesting to see if a little sweetness adds to that. Willie figured out how to do the manicotti. What are you doing?
The lasagna noodles are nice and sticky, so I just rolled them up and we're gonna try that.
Show us how you do one.
Oh gosh, just roly-poly.
Can you make it bigger so that you can put more filling in?
Yeah, you can make it whatever size you want. You just told me to make them smaller.
No, bigger.
Ugh.
That size.
Doing, and then someone told me to make it smaller.
Hi, I'm someone. You love me.
Sometimes it's hard.
That hurt my heart. Oh, the spinach is ready. All right, this spinach is ready.
It's so good.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's really good. And flavorful. It's got herbs in it and spinach, and I really like eggplant, even though a lot of people don't. Saucy.
Thank you.
Do you want me to say that again? It's saucy. How about again? Saucy.
Okay.
You're shoveling it in.
I'm hungry.
I'm not a fan of eggplant, but I'm always game to try something. And you love eggplant. And I love you. So how bad can eggplant be?
The eggplant is very hot.
I don't mind that eggplant at all. That's really nice. You weren't sure, but there's maple syrup in this tofu ricotta.
Yeah.
I don't really taste it.
No, I don't now. When I just tasted it on its own, it was a bit sweet.
Yeah, but once it's cooked, it's probably okay. It's probably to help balance out the acidity. But there's probably already a little bit of sugar in the sauce anyway. This is really nice. This is a great meal. And if you're gluten-free and you can't find manicotti noodles, just use lasagna noodles and fold them over. Just don't cook them all the way. Cook them only about halfway because they're going to keep on cooking in the oven. Okay?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
It's hot, but it's good. Banger.
So good. Thanks for joining me and my family for the Buddhist Chef. Let me know what you think of this cookbook if you've cooked from it in the comments down below. I'm going to be completely honest. As you can probably tell from the way my family reacted in this video, this wasn't necessarily our favorite cookbook, though there were lots of good stuff inside of it. When you modify it, it makes a difference, but just from the outside, there's so much oil in so many of the recipes, and a lot of it has like double the sugar I would normally use. So for me, this is a borrow it kind of cookbook. Check it out, see if you like it, and then maybe consider purchasing it. And if you do want to do that, I got a link down below. It helps me out if you purchase it from that link, if you can. So this one sits somewhere in the middle for me and my family. Thanks again for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so for more videos like this, and drop a comment down below to let me know where you're watching from, and maybe I'll give you a shout out sometime in the future. And YouTube thinks you would love this video right here. It's a banger, put a lot of work into it, really think you're gonna like it. Thanks.